Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and we're just a few days away from seeing iOS 27 for the first time at WWDC 2026, or the Worldwide Developer Conference. We've already seen some of the official features shown by Apple to celebrate Accessibility Awareness Day, but we expect some features we've wanted for some time, but less features than previous years. I thought we'd go through everything that was sort of laid out from Apple, as well as other leakers such as Mac Rumors, Mark Gurman, 9to5Mac, others on Weibo, and much more. So here is everything we expect, and if you want to see all the different chapters, be sure to check them out in the description below. Now the first thing is supported devices. Apple may be removing support for the iPhone SE 2nd generation, iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max. Hopefully they don't do this. This is the current rumor, but we may see them drop off a bunch of phones like they do every year. But if this is a stability and refinement update year, hopefully we don't see that. And as far as the mainstream features, I thought we'd start with that, where they don't include things such as Apple Intelligence. The first thing we expect is stability improvements, fixing all of the little visual glitches and smoothness along with battery improvements. So Apple introduced iOS 26 and brought some nice visual changes, but also brought a lot of bugs with it. It has smoothed out over time, but it definitely needs some more refinement. We also expect some changes maybe to a liquid glass slider. We've had some refinement from Apple where if you go into your display and brightness, you can go into liquid glass and change it from clear to tinted. You can adjust it on the lock screen, and we may see a liquid glass slider throughout the OS according to Mark Gurman. We may not see it right away, but hopefully we see an option for that for those that want a little bit more legibility or want more of the glass effect throughout. We could also get some changes to the home screen where if you press and hold, maybe you make a change, arrange something, you could go up to the edit options in the upper left and tap on undo and go back to what you previously had. I would love to see this and have it undo and redo buttons to sort of change back and see what you like best. Now, one feature we may get, but it may depend on the device, is window adaptation for features such as landscape mode or a split-screen multitasking mode according to Fixed Focus Digital on Weibo. Now, this could possibly be for a folding iPhone introduced later this year. However, it could be for maybe a new landscape mode that many people have wanted back since the iPhone 8 series devices. So those are things that many people have wanted to see, along with split-screen multitasking to maybe be able to text and then go into something such as notes at the same time or watch a video and take notes. So those things make sense, and we could finally see that with some window adaptation. One thing we know for sure is that Apple is updating the battery icon with iOS 27. They showed this in their Accessibility Awareness Day release, and that's something that seems to have changed. The other thing they've changed is the little indicator, the orange indicator when you talk, and it lets you know the microphone is active. So that's something you can enable that seems like it may have a little bit more glow to it. Mark Gurman has also said that we could see a new menu for AirPods. This is something I've wanted for some time, where if you go into settings, you go back into your main settings and go into your AirPods, we would see something that makes seeing features a little bit better, and then hopefully we'll finally get a software update option, or maybe just better descriptions of what's been updated and that there's an update available. Another thing we're hearing is that Safari may be able to intelligently identify what's within your tabs and then name a tab group specifically based on the information there. So that would be super helpful. That's something we see already with things like Chrome. And then another big feature many people have wanted is some updates to the keyboard. And with the keyboard, we may get some improvements with autocorrect. That's definitely an area that could use some improvement. They fixed the keyboard earlier this year, and I know a lot of people would like to see a number row option on the top, so maybe we'll see that as well. But that's something I know a lot of people would be happy to see. More apps are also said to be combining the search option into the tab bar. We've seen this already, so for example, if we go into music, we don't have it here, but you'll see we have a separate search option. But if we go into apps such as the App Store here, within the App Store, it's now combined at the bottom along with games. So this is something that will be combined across more apps to bring more uniformity. Another thing we know 100% that Apple is adding to iOS 27 has to do with subtitles. So currently within the TV app, we have the option for subtitles where we can turn them on or off. We have the language and the style. Apple is bringing this across the OS so it will work in things such as your own videos, as well as any video that's playing throughout the OS. Now, one of the features many of us are waiting for is Siri 2.0. Apple announced it a couple years ago. They've yet to implement it correctly, or at least with all the promised features, and that's something we expect with iOS 27. And it's said to look a little bit different. For example, if we go into the developer app, you'll see here WWDC 2026, this new sort of Apple icon. It's said that Siri will look more like this, and also come down from the dynamic island. And in this render from Mark Gurman, you'll see here that it would come out from the dynamic island, and you would activate it the same way using the power sleep wake button, or you could use the keyword saying hey with then the word after that. So you'd be able to activate it that way. However, you would be able to also activate it throughout the OS. For example, in this render, basically you could pull down from the center of the display in any app and then use basically what is text to Siri. Ask a question, go to Siri, or use ChatGPT. So we expect that. And one odd thing is supposedly they're moving the control center from the right side to the left side. Maybe that's to force you to get used to using Siri in a different way. Hopefully we have the option for this, but that is something we could see. Now, of course, Siri is said to get much smarter, understanding context of what's going on our display and within apps, and then be able to give us all of the information with that context. So again, that's something Apple showed initially with Apple Intelligence that we still have yet to see. So we should have that smartness to go along with it using Google's Gemini model, not only on the device where it's said to be more private, but also if it needs more complex tasks, it could go off device to Apple's private cloud compute using the Gemini model to help it out. They're also said to be better integration with things such as ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever you would choose, and we'll also have a new Add to Note Siri option as well. So we'll have more detail there and just be able to add it throughout the OS a little bit better. Of course, we've heard more and more that we're going to have a separate Siri Chat App. And it's said to look like this, where it would have sort of what you've talked about already. Then you can add a new conversation, you could search your conversations, or change it to a different list view. You'll also have the option to maybe sync across devices using iCloud if you want to keep your conversations consistent across all of your devices. Of course, it's said to be more intelligent and understand what's on your display as well. And it would look something like this with an all-new Siri design with a few additional options, such as adding a photo or maybe asking what something is. We're also said to be getting updates to Apple Intelligence with Image Playground, which would give us better resolution images and better understanding, and maybe better Genmoji here to go along with it, but also an option to generate wallpaper. This is something that seems like it's missing. You could generate your own wallpaper for your device, and hopefully I can just simply share it with you, and we can share it with anyone else. So if we find one that we've generated that we really like, we'd be able to share it very easily. Of course, Writing Tools is also said to be getting some updates where it would understand grammar and give you a grammar checker built in, similar to Grammarly. And Apple is also said to be updating the camera. So we're not getting much of a new design here, but we're getting more customization and more pro-level tools. One of the things we're getting is the option to change out widgets at the top based on the tools that we'd like. So again, in a render from Mark Gurman, it would look something like this, where you could drag and drop your different tools to the top based on what you want to use, whether it's exposure and depth, or turning on live photos, or maybe you just want the timer up there. You'll be able to rearrange this however it works best for you. And it also appears that Visual Intelligence is getting an overhaul and being added directly into the camera app with a new Siri option at the bottom. So just like we have photo and video and portrait, we would have Siri. So instead of pressing and holding to open a separate app or be within camera control, it would be within the camera app or activated the same way. And with Visual Intelligence, you'll also get a few new features. Supposedly, we'll get some features that let you scan phone numbers and addresses right into your contacts, like you currently can do with calendar dates. And then also you'll get an update where you could scan food labels and integrate those with the Health app, maybe if you're tracking your nutrition. You'll also be able to add physical passes. If you maybe don't have a digital option with a card, you'll be able to scan that in and bring it right into your wallet. And there'll also be new features within the wallet to help split a bill at a restaurant, making that a little bit easier. So those are things coming to Apple Intelligence with Visual Intelligence, but there's even more with photos and editing. So within the Photos app, again from a render from Mark Gurman, we'll have additional options outside of cleanup. We could extend the photo outside the frame or reframe it from a different perspective. In addition to this, hopefully we'll see some changes throughout the Photo app itself, where many people have had issues with it, and it's been unreliable at saving things maybe that you've just airdropped to it. They just don't show up until you close out of the app and go back in, or at least in my experience. We also expect some updates to weather. Weather is said to be getting a minor update, and within the Weather app, it's said that we're going to be getting an updated view for current conditions. So maybe it will have a redesigned view, similar to what we can do within the map, where we can change things such as precipitation, temperature, air quality, and more. We're also said to be getting some updates with shortcuts. If we go into shortcuts, shortcuts currently are great, but it's something that you have to take time to create shortcuts, or at least find some that are created and then maybe modify them. It's also said to benefit from Apple Intelligence, where it will use natural language to help you create a shortcut. So maybe in my instance, for example, I would want to turn off auto brightness for a video like this, turn on Do Not Disturb, and then maybe turn off how soon it locks the phone. Change it to never just for recording this video. Currently, you can't do that. I could have the option to tell it in natural language and then have it create the shortcut. So I certainly hope this is something that's coming soon. The calendar is also said to benefit from AI integration. What that means specifically, we don't really know. And then, of course, there's quite a few accessibility features we know 100% are coming with iOS 27. For example, made for iPhone hearing aids will now hand off between iPhone, iPad, and Mac, just like they do with AirPods. This is something that people have wanted for a long time. If you're using hearing aids, and again, they're made for iPhone, they would simply hand off to your iPad when you switch over to it. If you're using VoiceOver, so if we go into accessibility and maybe you're using the VoiceOver option, VoiceOver will now be able to describe things in more detail according to Apple. You'll be able to press the action button to enable a live recognition mode and have your phone describe what it sees. Magnifier will also understand what you're looking at. So if you use Magnifier, it could do the same thing, see what you're looking at, you could ask questions about it, and see what you're looking at that way. If we scroll down, go under Voice Control is also getting an update to now let you use natural language to control your device easier. An example Apple gave was to go and open a folder that was orange. So if you're in your folder options, you could quickly open it just by describing what's on the display. For example, tap on the Learn More button that's in blue, something like that. Accessibility Reader will now work with complex article layouts with multiple columns, tables, and articles, and you'll also be able to use translation, and the font and layout will stay the same. So that's something that sort of changes if you're using Accessibility Reader that they've fixed. Also, name recognition is getting an update where it will be compatible with 50 new languages. Health was originally said to be getting a huge upgrade this year with a new assistant, but supposedly some of those features have been pulled back for now. But we could get a redesigned app with better context and maybe better sort of layouts of what we're seeing. Or maybe we'll be able to customize the layout of what we're seeing. Also, iOS 27 will support the Sony Access controller as the game controller on the iPhone, iPad, and Mac. That's coming straight from Apple. And then satellite connectivity is said to be getting an upgrade as well, where Apple is said to be bringing it to iOS 27 features beyond emergency services. So for example, we'd be able to use satellite connectivity while we're using Apple Maps with satellite data, maybe photos and messages. Satellite with 5G connectivity is also coming soon as well. All of those things are expected in iOS 27. So those are all the features we expect with iOS 27. Some of them we know for sure. Some of them we're really hoping are in there, like split screen multitasking I know is a big request from many people, or keyboard upgrades, but maybe we'll see less of them, but we're definitely going to see those Siri updates, the accessibility updates, and hopefully a few surprises as well. But hopefully Apple really focuses on stability, battery life, and just reliability as they were once known for. Let me know what you're looking most forward to in the comments below, and of course I'll link this wallpaper in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.